All right, those of you joining the class virtually, take a note of Proverbs 21 as your bell ringer, and also stay posted because I got to get you some notes for lesson one or the lesson five. We're going to move on to actually the second part of lesson five, which is level two happiness. What makes us happy in life is the question of the hour. All right, so as I plug in more technology to convey a simple message. All right, so you can perhaps write down the three areas that comprise the level two happiness. As you'll see, similar to level one, these all offer similarities of sources of happiness. And it can be honor, honor being esteem, respect in society. You get the medal of honor. Everyone's going to love you, right? You're going to have a life worth telling. That'll make you happy. Kim and Kanye, happiest people in the world, right? Perhaps some of the most famous, talked about people over the past, I don't know, 5, 10 years, however long they've been together. May their marriage rest in peace. I hear they're divorcing. What if we're just famous? Actually, in America, at least, after after money, the number two thing that people think will make them happy is being famous. It's just have a few million followers on social media, and I'll be happy then. And the third category for level two happiness is health and strength. If I just had the perfect body, oh, I'd be so happy. Everybody would want me. Nobody could tell me anything because I know how good I look.
So, like health and strength, if you're like focusing on like the health part, if you're just wanting to be like healthy, like that's obviously not selfish, right?
No, yeah, the preservation and the full functioning ability of your body is good.
Like are you talking about like more like if you take like damaging like routes to get to the
Yeah, whether you're talking about steroids or I'm really talking about sexual attraction with this one.
something that would be like more
Yeah, that's going to be more of the focus with this one. I think a balanced person that says I work out 3 times a week, 4 times, 5 times. Everyone's different. I work out this much a week. I eat healthy. I'll go on a diet here or there. I keep myself in check. I think that person is likely to be able to say that I'm getting healthy for something else. Most parents and grandparents, my parents who are grandparents, they'll say that they want to live long to see the most of their family blossom. That's great. They're healthy. They're taking care of their body so that they can live long. Um, yeah. Once again, your body has got to be a means. But what some people do is they treat the body as an end, meaning once I look like this, like the girl on the cover of Cosmopolitan, then I'm set. You know, I'm gonna have to starve myself for the rest of my life, but I'll be set. People will love me. Notice one common characteristic about all three elements here is the need for other people. Not a bad thing. This is better than level one. This is longer lasting, and this is perhaps even more honorable. You know. So let's talk about honor. And while we can talk about the Medal of Honor, we can talk about the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm going to try to bring it down to your high school level so you see where you get tempted to pursue happiness. As long as I can be Rebel of the Month senior year, just once, or maybe even Rebel of the Year, then I'll be happy. Once, some people put this when I ask you what were your goals for high school. There's always a handful of people every year that say, I just want everybody to like me. You know, And it's not even like I have to be popular or cool. I just want everybody to think highly of me. Not a bad thing. It's a good thing. What's the problem with that, though? Lucas, why? Yeah. The world is too diverse, maybe even too volatile now. Good people are persecuted all the time. You could, nobody's perfect, but even if you come off as perfect to people, they're not going to like you. Why? Because you're perfect. And that's going to piss them off, goody two shoes, kind of do. You can't control that. That's out of your control. And that one, two, or three, maybe that just one friend circle that doesn't like you on campus can spread the nastiest things about you. And then everyone's saying, oh, that person's two-faced. They're all nice, at school, but, oh, did you hear about this? You hear about that? You can't control that. That is out of your control. And I can't tell you how many high school students I've talked to, and I'm like, there's things you can do, but for the most part, it's out of your control. And that's hard. It's hard to swallow for anybody, especially a high schooler. You know. Aristotle says the problem with honor, he says, in quote, it's too superficial. It's too shallow. Why? Because it is thought to depend on those who bestow honor rather than on the person who's receiving it. Okay? I'll explain if you don't already recognize that. If your goal is to be honored, get Rebel of the Year, then here's the thing. You know, who determines that award or any award? Human beings. And it might be a campus-wide vote, or it might be just the principal's pick, you know? Regardless, whether it's everybody or one person, we're all prone to fail. Nobody can see human souls the way God can. And that's kind of like, I don't think where they're doing Secret Saint this year, right? But you've experienced the Secret Saint the past 2 years, right? At Turlings. And I love that idea that came from, I think, student council and Ms. Boyd. Because what it's saying is there's great people on this campus, and a lot of people don't even know about them. They don't get any attention. Nobody talks about them. You walk past them in the hall, but they're doing heroic things on a small daily basis, you know? Um, that's like one or two people a month, maybe 4 or 5 that Miss Boyd would recognize years past. Um, you know, who maybe wouldn't have gotten that recognition or whatnot. But it's you don't want to have to depend on other people because people make bad judgments. Good kid, bad judge of character, says the Grinch. One of my favorite lines in that movie. All right, so that's honor. Not only that, but once you get honor, it can be stripped away from you. You know, Lance Armstrong, records in cycling, all stripped away from him. He was doping. Joe Paterno. Y'all probably don't know who Joe Paterno is. Who knows who Joe Paterno? One of the most successful college football coaches in history. Coached at Penn State for decades. Racked up the wins. They named the stadium after him after he retired. They put up a full bronze statue of him. He was the face of that university. He retires. Months after he retires, it's divulged that he knew that some assistant coach was molesting boys. And he didn't do anything about it. Everything is stripped. Take down the statue, remove his name, take down his pictures off the wall across this massive university. Just like that, your honor can be taken from you. Did what Joe do was wrong? Yes. He wasn't the one doing it directly. He just knew about it and didn't do anything. Just like that, honor is gone. And I'm not saying he should be honored. I'm saying you see how fickle honor is, or even how fragile it is, especially in this cancel culture. Right? You know what the cancel culture is? If some celebrity says one thing off or not with the mainstream thought, they're canceled. Nobody's to look at them, pay attention to them, and your honor is very fragile. Don't count on it. So let's talk about fame. Okay, like I said, it's a common moving down the list. Fame is going to make me happy, right? Because everyone will know me. Everybody will be taking pictures of me. Everybody will want my autograph because that's fun to do after 5 minutes, right? Sign autographs. That'll make me happy. Once again, most of you may not have dreams to be Kim. I hope you don't, or Kanye. That being said, you do have dreams of being famous. What does fame look like in Eternals Catholic High School or in the American high school culture? Yeah, we call it popular, but how does that express itself? How do you know if somebody's popular? This is a genuine question. How do you know if a lot of people like you? How do you gauge that? Anything, Luke? Come on, you got something in your head.
Usually the people who are the most popular are the ones who are the most disliked.
Really?
I mean, is it wrong?
Oh, I don't. You're asking the wrong person. Y'all are the teachers for the next 2 minutes. You say the popular people are like nobody can stand them. Maybe because they're loud and obnoxious. Is that it?
I saw TikTok and it was like, why do we make the same people popular if no one likes them? And it was like, you're popular because they do things that you would never do, and so we like to look at them and be like, wow, I can't believe they're doing that.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I can't believe they act like that and look like that. Why do you like that?
Okay. Yeah. So the popular people actually are not liked. I mean, do we really? We watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but why? What do we get out of that dumb show? I've never watched an episode. I've just heard things. Why do we watch that show? Why is that show or was that show such a big hit? People like drama, and to connect that with what Luke just said, most of us don't live lives quite as messed up as the Kardashian family, and we watch them and we say, maybe I'm not so bad. Maybe I have a lot of good things in life. We don't say this to ourselves, but this is the way it makes us feel. Um, which leads me right up to the point where Aristotle's got a problem with people seeking happiness with fame. People are famous for doing bad things. People are popular in high school for doing dumb, sinful things. And Aristotle, remember, not a Christian, says you cannot be happy if you're not living the way you were meant to live. Doing the wrong, Aristotle says, you have to admit that that's not the way to live. You can't conjoin that to happiness. Therefore, if you're famous for doing bad things, then, you know, you have to ask yourself, is it even possible to be happy? Why is Kim Kardashian famous in the first place? Go ahead and say it. Steven, how would you word it? Hard work and effort, all in front of the camera. Yes. Maybe her dad. What's her dad famous for? He got OJ. He got OJ's slate wiped clean, and the whole country watched, appalled. But that's the shrewd lawyer that is Mr. Kardashian. I don't know his actual name. That being Ellie. Right, and that kind of leads us. People who are famous for doing good things. Give me some names. Moses, the name shall live on. Mother Teresa, famous for doing good things. Moses, Jesus, a lot of biblical characters. They have to ask themselves, and we're going to talk more about them next class when we talk about level 3 happiness. They have to ask themselves, what makes them happier? What is the source of their happiness? Their fame or their good work?
Okay, so I remember saying that there are like people that worship the devil to be like famous. And I'm just curious, you have any like hypotheses of like celebrities that would have?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
She never told us. Like she said she was gonna talk to us about like people telling her she was the devil, and we never got to because of Corona.
Yeah, there's a lot of documentaries out there, even on YouTube, for you to go watch about celebrities who sell their souls to the devil. You have no idea if I say even just one name. Some of them are obvious. You know, you just.
Well, I need to see.
I saw one in the news and I was like, this guy is still alive. But he was all over the news recently for horrifically abusing the women in his life. But like, you can just tell. What?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of the documentaries. I'm not promoting the every documentary on YouTube, but there's all kinds of theories of even professional rock stars and actors who have made this pact with the devil. It's hard to verify. It's questionable, but it seems to have been a trend, at least in the '60s and the '70s, maybe into the '80s. What it's like now, I think, is a little bit more complex. You know, you can search the internet. I'm not saying these are correct, but you can search the internet for days about how Madonna and Jay-Z, they're all in the occult, you know. And you can tell by the way they dress. I'm not saying that's true, but I was like, there's a lot of speculation out there. I have no evidence. Yeah, the Illuminati.
Oh, that's what that is.
Illuminati is an occult group. No, but people join the Illuminati. Perhaps I don't even know if it exists. I don't know. They join these groups in part for fame, for the elevation of their status, and obviously taking the demonic outside of it, you can see some fallacies there. We'll get to the people that are famous for doing good things when we get to level 3.
So what you're saying is being famous is not a bad thing by any means. It's just how
Not
you
bad.
get there or what you.
Is this your goal? Because we all know in this age where you can post anything on YouTube and be famous in a week, that fame is what a lot of people are after. It doesn't even matter what they're famous for. You know, it could be their body, it could be whatever talent, it could be for being dumb and pulling pranks and posting them on YouTube. Like, it doesn't matter. Just make me famous. Just let people know who I am. Just give me an identity, and they'll do anything for it. So that's when you're focused on that, you can see the errors that come about. Once again, you're dependent on other people as well to like you. Um, what does this look like in high school? You know, if I get this, I'll be happy. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I get 500 likes on my Instagram post, then I'll be happy.
Yeah, there's a science behind the Instagram life.
This is exactly my point. I don't even know about this, but you know about this.
Well, like if you have 1,000 followers and you get like, let me call myself that. Like I have like 1,000 followers, but only get like 200 likes. So it's kind of stupid because it's like. No.
1 out of 5 people liked what you posted. Exactly. You're not well liked enough, Luke. And that's on record, you know? And you have to live with that. And isn't that going to make you think again about the post you put up next? How often do you post?
I don't post a lot, but also it's like I don't really. I see both sides here because on one hand you want people to like you, but
Yes.
also why do I want laughing at 16-year-olds? Why do I value their?
Why on earth do we care what the freshmen think about us? You know, but we do. You know, we do. And we know that even if they like us, it's going to be pretty superficial because they don't even know us. But as long as they can heart it, as long as they can thumbs up it, then we appreciate them. I heard a student months ago, hanging out in my room during lunch. This student had a plan. I'm going to go to this place. I'm going to get this photo and I'm going to post it because it'll be the first photo I'm going to get 500 likes at. Like, had his weekend planned around his social media likes, you know? And I'm just like, wow, thank you, Jesus, I didn't have social media in high school. My first exposure was Facebook in college, and that was actually half productive because it helped you find and connect to people on your campus. But yeah, this is, you all know that you've all been told the link between social media and depression. You know, I don't have enough people liking me. Nobody likes me. I'm a failure. I only got 235 people to support what I did this weekend. And we all know that whether you got 200 or 2,000, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We know that, but we still get attached to it. You can now measure your popularity. You can now measure your fame. You can now measure how many people like you. And you know, people who are forecasting into the future of America say you will have a social status on your ID card based on how many followers you have. You know, and it will begin to separate people in society if it continues on this trend. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just the speculation. But I want you to pay attention to that. And I'm going to propose a challenge, I think. I have to run this by the administration. But Lent is coming up in 2 weeks. Y'all get a little Mardi Gras break, and when you come back, it's Lent. I'm going to try to get permission from the administration to offer an optional assignment whereby I challenge you to give up social media, carte blanche, completely zero, not even on Sundays, for 40 days.
40
Look at that reaction, 40 days.
I don't think that's physically possible. How am I supposed to talk to my phone?
You can call people, you can text them. You can use Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. What would hold on? This is why I'm gonna do it. I want you to see the change in culture. Not that everybody's gonna do it. You know that. No, students. We all know Morgan has openly confessed her addiction. It's gonna be hard.
I have a problem.
She has a problem. She's seeing a group for it. You know, they meet Monday nights. That being said, yes, can you do it for 40 some days from Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday? And it's going to be hard. You're going to have FOMO,
Yeah.
FOMO, fear of missing out, massively. Why? Because you won't know what people are doing on the weekends that you don't even see or hang out with at school, but you don't know what they're doing on the weekends. So you can see how your anxiety is going to rise, and you're going to tell myself, this is stupid. Why do I care what they're doing on the weekend? Why do I care who they're hanging out with? It has nothing to do with me. I'm not even friends with them. What are people talking about? Guess what? You'll still be coming to school. You can ask them. You can still talk. You can still gossip. Don't worry. Without social media, it happens. So I'm going to put that as challenge. I had one student, I just said that challenge verbally early in the year. I had a student commit. I don't even think she gave up social media. She powered off her phone 9 p.m. every night. Her depression went away. I'm not saying this will happen to you. Everyone's different. Depression went away. Grades went up. Relationship with family boosted. She was a better daughter. She wrote me a 5-page paper on how the challenge changed her life. You know, power your phone off at 9 p.m. or give up social media altogether. Delete the app. You can download it again and log back into it Easter Sunday, and then you can go on being distracted in life. But this is the challenge I'm trying to get approved. It's optional. It's for you to experience what life is like without social media, and it's going to be hard, like everything. Give up dessert, give up fast food, give up soda for Lent. It's all hard, but the point is, will it help you direct to a more authentic happiness? Because right now, at best, you're looking at a level 2 happiness.
But do you quantify social media?
All-
Obviously Twitter, but like is YouTube a social media? Is it just like
No,
being able to talk about it?
Well, I would say that if you are posting videos of yourself and then looking at the comments, I would call that. But if you're just viewing videos on YouTube, that's not social media.
Okay, so you're saying social media is like if you're posting stuff.
Social media would be the Snapchat, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the tweets.
Oh, I can do that. Oh, that's
Um,
fun. I got
And then there's all these new ones coming out. Anyways, go ahead.
I use Snapchat a lot, but I don't really ever post anything to my story. I use it pretty much like almost as an instant messenger. That's it. I don't use anything else.
Okay, but you see other people's stories, right?
Well, I don't even look at them. I usually just like press the button and delete.
And is that it as far as your
Get
social?
rid of the notification on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't really post anything.
But there's no Instagram in your life?
I have Instagram. I'm talking about for like the project. If you give it up, would it still be okay to like use as an instant messenger?
I would say use text. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no using text?
I would say use text instead of the messenger system.
How do you like? Who you want to call if we get in a wreck or like? No.
Oh God, it doesn't like here. Wait.
Oh my God, what do people do when they got in car crashes and they didn't have phones? Like,
Hey, back in the day, you could rely on your neighbor to help you, and people saw it crash, they stopped and helped. You know, that was the world we lived in. Yeah. All right, here we go. Jim Carrey. You all know Jim Carrey, right? What are he playing? Bruce Almighty. Evan. Well, no, not Evan. Dumb and Dumber was the big hit. Liar, liar, don't see it. The Truman Show was a great one. Stooges, I can't comment. Ace Ventura. What? Man on the Moon, never saw that one. Sonic, never saw that one either. We could go on for days. One of the funniest, most popular guys in Hollywood. Severe depression. Really life crisis sometime in the past 10 years. He's gone through a whole journey. I can't describe it in detail of finding Jesus, of discovering who he really is. Last I heard, he really got into art. He discovered he loved to paint, and he's just finally at an older age saying, I'm tired of living in other people's eyes. I'm tired of everybody looking at me. I'm tired of having to play a part my whole life, even off of the screen. And he's encouraging other people, of course, to learn the life lessons he learned. And he's quoted, I hope everyone could get rich and famous and will have everything they ever dreamed of so they'll know that it's not the answer. All right? We can learn a lot from people who are there. We can look at Kim and Kanye and say they are not happy. You know, we can look at Jim, and maybe not everyone, maybe some of them are truly happy, but if you just get the fame, it's clear, I think, that being the goal of life is empty. And there's fame in Hollywood, and there's fame in Lafayette, and there's fame at Turling's, whether it's social media posts or having the need to be on homecoming court. You know, like I every year I hate when that announcement comes on, and here is the homecoming court. Why? Because you're going to see girls crying running to the bathroom. You know, and I'm not saying something needs to change or something, but I'm saying like the need we have to be in that category. No joke, I talked to a priest who was involved at another Catholic school in Acadiana. In this other Catholic high school, there was 16 senior girls. 12 of them were on homecoming court. Now let's talk about the other four, right? You know, there's things that you have to call, and this is the way the world's always been post the fall, and it's the way it's going to be. But you need to have a moral compass that allows you to say, maybe I'm not given any awards, but you're still okay deep down inside. You know, that's what we need to find as we go through these levels of happiness. All right, I want the world's best body. I want to be the most attractive person. If I could just work my way there, you know, with heavy workouts, extreme dieting, live off of leaves, then I will be attractive. For the guy, and you see this in high school, the guy lives at Reds, you know. The what? Luke, you did not need to tell us that. You know, but having this standard, we're not saying that, of course, that everybody associates happiness with this, but a lot of people do. And I'm telling you, it's in my family, you know. There's this constant pressure and even guilt if you're eating junk food or dessert. There's this sense of guilt that is kind of put upon some people. Maybe that's not your family, great, But there's these issues of like, no, you have to be working towards a more perfect body, and that this comes even before common courtesy sometimes to another human being. You know, I think most of you can see the issues. We already talked about this one a little bit. Aristotle says that even just having a great, strong, athletic body cannot be the answer. And this is where my diagram on the board comes into play. That this, according to Aristotle, and we can understand this, your soul is greater than your body. Your happiness has got to be therefore in your soul and what your soul is capable of and what your soul is meant for. The body is a tool to go get it. If you want your soul to be honored simply for its body, Aristotle says you got it backwards. How could that possibly be your happiness if it's the lower principle? Your body's what makes you like the monkeys, you know? Your body's what makes you like an animal. Why would you take, you know, your main sense of happiness and pride in that? You should take pride if you have a goal, and if you're a wrestler, the goal is to have a lower weight, and some other guys want the higher weight to be able to bench press this weight. And if you reach that goal, you should be proud of that. But you need to have this in the proper context of your life. You know, Jesus himself says, "What good is it to have all the nice clothes and to have, you know, such a nice life on the outside when it all perishes and it all goes away?" So I'm actually going to show you a YouTube video right now of a bodybuilder who finds Jesus. It's a pretty telling journey for this guy's path towards happiness. And then we will conclude the closing slide of level 2.
My name is Joseph Blower, and I live in Hollywood, California. I believed in fitness. Bodybuilding, I saw it as an avenue towards reinventing myself and becoming somebody. And ultimately, becoming the guy on the cover of the fitness magazine. Because I pictured him as being probably the person that was the least like me in all the best ways. And I thought he's living the dream, and that's what it's all about. I believe that if I trained hard enough and I ate perfect and I made the sacrifices, then, you know, my dream would come true. I did have an initial passion from even before bodybuilding in literature, and so I studied English language arts in college. I got my master's, and I'm certified to teach, but I didn't really want anything to do with that. I wanted to be a bodybuilder. So right after I graduated with my master's, I was flown out by Gold's Gym International to live in a house in the desert, Palm Springs area, and we just partied every single day. And I just did photo shoots for fitness magazines every week and was on the cover straight away. I mean, it was my greatest dream come true. The more I got into bodybuilding, the less I can care about anything else. I just got tired of seeing my own images all the time, looking in the mirror all the time. And I remember after like an 8-hour photo shoot, just feeling like the sense of like utter lack of accomplishment. I lost a lot of who I was. The number one emphasis in my whole life was this kind of grand vanity. After having pursued all these different routes of self-aggrandizement, I said, I'm going to start pouring myself out, and then I'll feel fulfilled, you know, if I start living for other people. And here comes a TV show where they want a trainer who's been seriously involved in fitness, but who can help high school kids who've been heavy their whole lives believe in themselves and finally lose weight before they go off to college. So I took this job on MTV to be the head trainer for their hit TV show.
I want you to think how bad she wants this for you. You will never get this day back again, buddy. This is the one
It brought me a whole new lifestyle. I became a school teacher. This fellow colleague of mine, another teacher, this girl who I thought was pretty, brought me to her church. It was an evangelical, non-denominational church. I vibed with the folks there because they were all young and cool, and the pastor had tattoos, so I felt like this is a place that I could go.
Psalm 23 only matters if God is your shepherd. If he's not your shepherd tonight, we're going to change that in about 20 minutes.
The Christian way is the way. For sure, I was confident in that, but now I have to believe that a dude who's in a whales and the earth created 7 days. Best case scenario, I wouldn't get an answer because it's non-denominational, so they no one really has a hardline doctrine, and it's whatever you perceive to be the truth of the scriptures is true. My dad sent me this video, and it was Bishop Barron talking about Jesus versus religion. And I watched it, and I was like, okay. And then it played the next video. I watched every single one of those videos, and then I found out about the podcast sermon. There had never been a sermon before that rocked my world until I heard him preach it, and the one on humility, queen of virtue. The thing that struck me about Bishop Barron was that he had the smartest take on all these things, but at the same time, he was like a guy I could have a beer with, like a buddy. I saw the announcement on my Facebook page that Bishop Barron, priest of Chicago, is now going to become the Bishop, Auxiliary Bishop of Los Angeles. And the press conference started, and I got done thinking like 20 minutes. So I was able to shake his hand and at least, like, I got emotional. I mean, at least just like, and put an impression upon him that he changed my life, you know. The Holy Spirit used him. We're looking for a new assistant content director, and they needed somebody who really knew Word on Fire content. I have it memorized. It was a perfect match. And now, after working there for 2 years, I'm the producer for Word on Fire. Word on Fire is actually the avenue by which God brought me through the 3 paths of holiness that Bishop Barron teaches about, which are finding the sinner, knowing that you're a sinner, and realizing that your life is not about you. In Hollywood, I was constantly aspiring to do bigger and wilder and crazier things. What's interesting is that Bishop Barron's spirituality and what the things I've learned from Word on Fire have taught me the little bit. And so here, I go from having these big Hollywood dreams to now the greatest desire in my heart is to find the greatest path of love in every situation that I'm in. Bishop Barron and Word on Fire have made my life so much more ordinary, and thereby so much more extraordinary. Bishop Barron's lit a fire in my heart and inspired me to want to do that for the rest of the world.
So it's quite the journey, of course, for Joseph Glue here, from bodybuilder, party lifestyle, cover of magazines to, and the line that stands out to me the most out of videos, he says, after an 8-hour photo shoot, he just had this sense of lack of achievement. First off, an 8-hour photo shoot sounds miserable to me. I don't know. I mean, I hate when you have those big events and you're supposed to smile for the camera for like a half an hour, usually the smile is hopefully natural, but still there's this sense of, I hate posing for the camera. Well, you do that for 8 hours a day, or do that a couple of times a week. He says that, what am I doing? People get to look at my body. Maybe it inspires other people to have a nice body, but I don't even, he's not connected to those people. He feels alone, very, very, very selfish, and that's kind of the one of the core problem with all of level 2 is this sense of I'm living for myself, and somehow living for ourselves doesn't make us happy. Honor, fame, and health are valuable, but short of our ultimate fulfillment, of course, this level is largely comprised of self-centered people. It's about me. It's about my fame. It's about how many, where I'm at. Am I a social media influencer? It's about how good I look, how many people are attracted to me, how many people want to be like me. It's about me, 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 me. And we all know these people, and we don't like being around them because they're all about me. And they might be popular, they might be unpopular, but there's issues. And Joseph in that video, he travels. What we're going to see in level 3 is living actually for other people, and he becomes a level 3 happiness, and that helps. But he's still searching for this ultimate meaning, and he only finds that in God, and then he finds that in the Catholic Church, most on the highest level. Even should these people be successful, they're going to find themselves alone on the top. And when you're alone with a lot of money and a lot of fame, you're alone. And that's probably what Jim Carrey experienced. And that's where we have to, put our high school goals and our life goals in this perspective. To a real degree, you cannot care what other people think about you. And that's easier said than done. But that's the call. Call to deeper happiness that we are searching for. Next class tomorrow, Mass Day. We're going to do levels 3 and 4. They're both shorter. So we're going to finish the chapter tomorrow, Thursday. Last hour, Friday, is Jeopardy. Don't see you. So review Friday. I don't see you Monday. Test on Tuesday is the plan. And that's all I have to say today. And that's all I have to say about Vietnam.